Hi, this is Lou, welcome to my channel, and this week I've got something a little bit different. I'm with my friend Dave and I have come up to Inverness to visit Dave, and I am in his workshop. Dave is a really talented woodworker, and today he's going to show us around his studio and I'm going to ask him a few questions as we go. I'm going to find out a bit more about him and I'm going to show you some insert pics of some of the work that he does because it's really stunning. So tell us about your workshop then.
Well, this is my workshop. It's not the same workshop as it was 6 months ago, or even when I first started. And it probably will change again, and that's because I'm just constantly evolving in how I work and efficiency. And as I learn and get better at what I do, you learn that perhaps you don't need that tool always in the way, or whatnot. I mean, things like having this on wheels so I can push it out the way when I have a big bed order or a massive dining table. I've had a few of them. So this is a bandsaw. I do a lot of my kind of big cuts on this. This actually came from an island in Scotland, and they were clearing out, and I got it for free, which was an amazing bargain. I just did it up and repaired it. And this is a steady workhorse in the workshop.
Yeah, that seems to be quite a theme with you, finding things for free tools, or cheap. Or, yeah.
This is what's called a thicknesser planer. And so if you need a board that's say 10 centimetres thick or 100 mil thick, you would use this to kind of make it a thinner board. And you can do all sorts of other stuff with that. It's an amazing piece of kit, this. And again, got this for free off Gumtree. Somebody was giving it away, and it was in a bit of a state and repaired it up. So that's the drawers.
Brilliant.
This you might find interesting. This is actually my branding iron.
Oh, that's really good.
So if you see on the bottom of a lot of my work, you'll see my brand, and that's due to this thing here.
So yeah, and you've got loads of these old signs and things.
Yeah,
where do you pick these up from?
I just love them. I just some of them I think I've actually dug out from a garden, or I've been walking and I found them in a bush, or just collected them over a few years, and that's really it.
Yeah, and tell us about this as well.
Well, I'm a Christian, and this was something I made when I was about 18, and it's probably, I was thinking about it the other day, it's probably since I left school one of my first woodworking things I made. After I left school I didn't do any woodwork, and then I built this for a youth church that I was involved in, and it's sort of stayed with me ever since, and it's just part of my workshop and part of my life. So yeah.
I see you've got all of these old tools. Do you actually use these?
So the ones on this board over here, yeah, I use a lot of them. Some of them I don't. I just like the look of them. I just love old tools. They just feel better. They look better. They're better made. They're better metal. Old tools is probably my problem, actually. That's why I go to car boot sales and antique fairs and whatnot, is to get old tools. Once you get a reputation of being the person that will take any old bit of a tat, people give you stuff.
So does that become a problem? Well, not a problem in that you're collecting stuff, but do you get given a whole load of stuff you don't really want, don't know what to do with?
Yeah, I do a few dub runs here where people have given me stuff that hasn't been that great, but no, I'm always pretty much very grateful for what people give me, and I just love old tools. I mean, every nook and crannies, we've got boxes down here of old tools that I've been meaning to restore. A couple of really small axes that I want to restore with my son when he's older, and that can be his axe. Talking of my son, he's got his own
that's brilliant.
Drawer full of his own chisels, and these chisels are actually his great granddad's chisels that is given to him. So
he's got a proper legacy. I've got some spirit levels at home that my great granddad apparently made, and not one of them is the same level. They're all completely different.
They're all off.
But I love having them, and I love that because they're all wood and brass, and yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I carry around with me. There you go. This is an antique spirit level. It's just cool. I just love it. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. And occasionally I might use it. I don't know. I've used it a few times, but it lives in my pocket. This is actually my favourite tool in the workshop, which was made by Lou Davis. And,
No.
it's just perfect in every way.
So yeah, it feels like, you were saying about you kind of know every bit of wood. It's like I kind of feel like attached to all of these stitches here because I put them in.
Yeah.
I remember, I can remember where I was and what I was doing and how I felt like emotionally at the time when I did them. I can't believe how much it's changed. I mean, it's like it's less than 6 months you've had it. Yeah, it was pale and like creamy kind of colour. But the shine on it now, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
It's because it gets used so much. It's every day I'm in the workshop, I've got that thing on. And I just love it. I mean, just the genius of the quick release latch. When I go inside for my lunch or whatever, it's just take it off and
So yeah, well, that was your idea. Yes. You had the idea. You even built the belt with the buckle on it. So have you got anything you're working on at the minute we can have a look at?
I'm working on these. These are pretty simple legs for a table I'm building. It's very early days for the project, so the other tabletop is in the kiln drying at the moment as we speak.
So you do a lot with like natural edge wood, and then you do things with like recycled bits of wood, like gym floors and things, don't you? Yeah. So what's this one going to be?
This is going to be natural edge. It's going to be quite high class. It's going into a whiskey bar, so it's going to be a kind of high-end looking polished tabletop.
Very nice, very nice. How did you get into woodworking? Where did you start?
Oh, that's a great question. If I can be honest with you, I had a mental breakdown about 5-6 years ago, and the only thing that my brain could actually cope with is making things. And I didn't have a workshop, didn't have any of these tools that I have here. I just had a knife and a bit of firewood, and just started whittling. To be honest, started carving, and it grew from there. I just grew a passion for woodwork, and I carved a few things, and then people brought them, and they liked them, and then with that money, I brought a couple more tools, and with those tools, I could build more things, and this is where I've ended up so far. Yeah,
and then before you know it, you've got a whole workshop and a business.
I started with a small garden with a shelter and no shed, no tools, and found some tools in a skip, and made some things with those tools that I found in a skip. And then with that money, I bought a couple more tools, and eventually I built myself a little shed, and I started building more things. And then eventually I've ended up with what I've got here. So I've kind of reinvested every time I've made some bit of money.
So yeah, and have you found it switching to kind of building a business out of making things can be quite difficult for your mental health too?
Yeah, but what's that quote? Is it if you love what you're doing, you're not working on?
Is it sort of like if you do something you love and you'll never work a day again?
That's right. Yeah. That. I feel like I love what I do. I genuinely enjoy making things and seeing the product at the end of the kind of journey. And I because of the stuff that I work with, which is at the moment a lot of natural edge stuff, which is the side of the tree that you see. And so I'm journeying from a log, and I see a thing which is basically a tree, walking that journey with that bit of wood into eventually what turns out to be a table or a TV unit or whatever I'll build.
Do you find it hard to hand over things when they're done?
Yeah, I have a. Sounds really weird, but you end up having a relationship with the bit of wood, because of especially the type of finish that I put on. It's very labour intensive, and I'm effectively pushing the finish in every single part of the wood. So I'm looking at every single tiny little bit of that grain of the wood, and there's bits of it that I love, and I point out to the customer that look at that. That's where a branch would have snapped at some point in the tree's life, and the tree has grown over that branch. And you can see that the tree's lived on, but that broken branch is still inside the tree. And stuff like that, I just love.
So thanks very much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, then I would really love to know, because I have really enjoyed interviewing Dave today and seeing around his workshop. So Dave made some covered doors for us, and it may not be the most exciting project, but they're absolutely brilliant. They're beautiful. And just to kind of come into the space where they were made, and to see a little bit about your process has been really fun. So thank you for that.
Well, thanks for coming.
You're very welcome. So if you like this video, please press the thumbs up, and if you would subscribe, I'd be very grateful. And I will see you again in the next one. Bye.